The Agriculture Department approves the release of the sugar imports that were earlier flagged as smuggled. The NBI is now conducting a parallel investigation on the death of a university student from alleged hazing. The Philippine Coast Guard is asking for help in the cleanup and containment of an oil spill in Oriental Mindoro. Fast, focused, and fearless. Here's a roundup of stories you're watching now. I'm Sean Yao. The Agriculture Department has issued a clearance for the release of flagged sugar imports. Department of Agriculture Senior Undersecretary Domingo Panganiban personally directed the Sugar Regulatory Board for the release. This is for the 440,000 metric tons of sugar covered under the controversial Sugar Order Number 6. SRA board member Pablo Ascona clarified, though, that the imports will first go to a warehouse as another order is needed before it can be released to markets.
Based on the look and everything, it is valid because it's the administrator who signed it. Mahirap yung diretso po domestic, hindi natin ma-monitor. So everything is reserved, pasok sa warehouse that will be under monitoring ng SRA.
And the Philippine Coast Guard is worried that the oil spill in Oriental Mindoro waters could worsen. In an interview with Radio 5, PCG spokesperson Rear Admiral Armand Balilo said that the oil spillage from the tanker currently spans 6 kilometers and that 2 Coast Guard ships are trying to contain it. He also called on oil companies to help them prevent, quote, an environmental catastrophe.
Isang malaking mobilisasyon po ang binigay na utos sa Philippine Coast Guard, lalo na po sa Marine Environmental Protection. Kasama po yung mga stakeholders at yung mga oil companies na mayroong capability na mag-responde sa mga oil spill na katulad nito. Dapat po magtulong-tulong ang lahat para may avoid tong environmental catastrophe.
Palilo added that they're already coordinating with the owners of the MT Princess Empress. The tanker was carrying some 800,000 liters of fuel when it sunk off the coast of Oriental Mindoro on Tuesday.
Yung pong may-ari ay nakikipag-usap naman. In fact, may dalawa silang salvage operator na kausap at may mga tugboats ng pinadala. Sila naman po ay in touch sa atin at willing na willing po makipagtulungan at ma-avoid itong leak ng barko.
And the LTFRB has extended the deadline for the phase-out of traditional jeepneys. The board's chairman, Teofilo Guadis III, said jeepney drivers and operators will have 6 more months or until December to consolidate. The initial deadline of June 30 drew threats of a transportation strike, but Guadis clarified that the extension was not prompted by that.
There is no pressure for us for the strike because more than 90% of the transport groups have signified their support to the program of the LTFRB.
Despite the extension, Transport Group Manibela said that they are pushing through with a week-long mass action that begins on March 6. They are expecting around 100,000 jeepney and PUV operators and drivers across the country to join the protest.
Maganda po yun na in-extend nila hanggang December 31. Aatras kami sa Tigil Pasada kapag yung panawagan at namin na scrap nila yung memorandum circular na nilabas nila last week. Yun po yung demand namin and then tsaka kami mag-usap. Yes. Yun lang po talaga yung gusto namin na mangyari.
We're bringing you more stories after this quick break. Keep it here on One News. You're still watching One News Now. I'm Sean Yao. Another big story here, the remains of alleged hazing victim John Matthew Salilig have finally arrived in his hometown. The body of John Matthew was flown via C-130 plane to Zamboanga City on Thursday. He will lie in state together with his grandfather, who passed away on February 22. The National Bureau of Investigation has recently launched a parallel investigation into the death of the 24-year-old student. At least 6 of about 20 persons of interest have already come forward and are now in police custody. And the Commission on Elections has halted the proclamation of Erwin Tulfo as a nominee of the ACT-CIS party list. The former social welfare chief is facing a disqualification case filed by a certain attorney Moises Tolentino Jr. on February 28. This petition against Tulfo stems from questions on his citizenship and his libel conviction. The COMELEC explained that a nominee's proclamation can be suspended if the petition for disqualification is strong and remains unresolved. The DQ case will be raffled to a COMELEC division on March 6. In other news, the Philippines and Malaysia have agreed to disagree on the matter of the South China Sea. This is in order to achieve a, quote, amicable resolution to the territorial row. President Bongbong Marcos and Malaysian Prime Minister Anwar Ibrahim shook hands on this during a bilateral meeting in Malacanang. Both the Philippines and Malaysia are claimants of the contested territories in the South China Sea.
We did discuss the South China Sea issue, and I shared President Marcos Jr.'s concern that due to the complexity and sensitivity of the issue, we should try and engage and take the position at the multilateral level between ASEAN so that we have a comprehensive approach and achieve an amicable resolution to this outstanding problem.
Besides the territorial issue, the Philippines and Malaysia also agreed to continue cooperating on political and security matters. President Marcos says that the Philippines will also work with Malaysia to strengthen trade ties on halal, agriculture, and the digital economy.
Prime Minister Dato Seri Anwar Ibrahim and I had a cordial and productive discussion on Philippines-Malaysia bilateral cooperation, reaffirming our two countries' desire to revitalize relations as we traverse past the pandemic, then through the years that towards a new normal.
And here is a quick look at today's other top stories. The remains of all 4 victims of the ill-fated Cessna 340 have been recovered. Authorities said that responders have arrived at the Forest Rangers Station after the last body was retrieved. It will then be dropped off to Barangay Anoling, bringing the search and retrieval operations in Albay to a near close. And the search for the helicopter that went missing in Palawan continues. A medical evacuation or medevac chopper carrying 5 people was reported missing on Wednesday while on its way to a hospital in Brooks Point, Palawan. For more updates, visit News 5, The Philippine Star, and Business World online. Visit our website, onenews.ph, for more in-depth analysis. You can also catch One News on Signal Play. Register for a free account at www.signalplay.com and stream One News live anytime, anywhere. I am Sean Yao. We are One News. All sides, all the time.